Good morning, Way fam from Istanbul, Turkey. I'm Josh.
And I'm Ashley. Welcome to the Way. If you haven't already, be sure and subscribe, give us a like, and hit that bell so you can follow more of our adventures.
We are at the Istanbul Airport, the new Istanbul Airport. It's a massive airport, and today we're going to show you all about the Istanbul Airport. So this new airport is absolutely massive, and this is our first time here.
Yeah, so we decided to come super duper early before our flight just to check it out. There's not a ton of information about this airport, like a lot of videos out there or anything, because it's pretty much brand new. Like, it opened in the spring.
It's not even on the Pokemon Go app yet.
Yeah, so first things first, we ended up getting a little cart that was 5 TL to put all our stuff on because we can't check in for our flight for a few hours. So yeah, and you get that money back when you return the cart. Yeah,
so like there's machines and stations everywhere, and if you pop it back in, it'll give you your 5 TL. However, just past security when you enter, we noticed that there's a whole rack of them for free. So that may or may not be normal, I don't know.
I don't think so. I think that it's just like the overflow.
But like a lot of new airports, this one has security right at the entrance. So when you come in, the first thing you see is just a wall of scanners and people, so you have to actually go through security to get into the airport, which I suppose is good. But they didn't ask for tickets, so I guess you could see somebody off if you were like sending them here.
One of the things that I've noticed are these lockers behind us. We found that a lot of places in the world stopped actually offering these kind of lockers because of like scares and stuff, but I think it's really handy. I'm just not sure why people would use them.
This is like legitimately the entrance to the airport. I don't know, you just like pop something in there and then walk around the airport?
Like, there's nothing around this airport. It's in the middle of nowhere, really. It's like 38 kilometers from the city center, so you're not really going anywhere unless there's like a mall or something that I don't know about. But still, you wouldn't want to. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but a lot of people are using it. Yeah, so it's handy. So if you want to use it, it is on the far end of the departures.
And I would assume there's more throughout the airport. This is just the one we found.
Possibly. We can keep an eye out.
So this is actually the domestic terminal. They've got flights going all over Turkey. And that is a lot of flights for domestic. Holy cow. I mean, Turkey is a big country. This is cool. It looks like they have automated check-in kiosks. Nice. I like that when an airport starts popping those things in there. They're usually pretty good. Oh, your airline will be, okay, so this is closed.
Not yet.
We came early. We found this little repack area, which is nice. It's even got a little scale so you can figure out how much your stuff weighs. We have no idea, and we actually have a limit, which we're not really used to, so we're gonna use this.
Okay, what is it? I think 23 kilos. Our large bag can only be 23 kilos.
Okay, which is like...
Fingers crossed we put everything heavy inside of the big bag.
Which is like 50 pounds. So it feels heavy. Oh, jeez.
23 kilos, come on.
Okay, it says 0.
Oh, that's so close.
We packed it so strong.
Oh my gosh, but will they give us a hard time for what, 1 kilo over?
Let's risk it, because if we need to, we can always just take a few things out. But we intentionally packed that so stuffed.
I paid $60 for this one bag to be checked in.
Oh my gosh.
They better be taking my extra kilo. Oh my gosh. Okay.
But our carry-ons have to be 7 kilos.
Yeah.
And I have to imagine that these are gonna work. Oh, 10 kilos.
No. Oh, no.
Just don't say anything. Just
Mine is gonna be heavier than that.
yeah, yours is like 12 kilos. It's gotta be. Okay, we gotta see.
I've heard that they're really strict on this airline. Okay, this is when you do the little trick where... Hold on.
Are you gonna practice?
This is the trick for everyone. When it's over and you put your luggage... Okay, don't take my advice on this.
But you heard about this. Okay,
trying to make it under 7.
It's 15 kilos. It's twice as large.
I really hope they're not really stickler on this. I don't know what we can do. We can't add anything more to this.
I thought we could add it to these, but I guess we'll find out.
We're gonna have to put clothes on.
Oh my gosh.
I have no clothes in this bag. There's nothing I can put on. I've never seen a packing station and a weigh station that's open and available to anyone and everyone to use. It's pretty handy, but obviously in Istanbul and Turkey, you need a packing station to pack all the baklava you're taking back home with you. As well as something else that I'm not sure.
That looks like charcuterie to me.
Turkish delight, maybe?
Maybe.
pack it here.
I mean, you can just see the scale of it. This is just the domestic departures area. There's like a coffee area here. There's a little shop over there. There's a pharmacy even, so you can get stuff on your way out. Nice. And then actual security is right there, so I probably won't film that direction too much. But Ashley's just off and away. We're just exploring. We have never been to this airport. So far, there appears to be a packing station at pretty much every single one of the check-in areas. So that's good. There's lots of options for it.
So handy.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Food court.
Ta-da! Wow. Okay, so it's a little Spartan, still new.
Yeah, and so before you go in through security, they have this food court so you can hang out with, you know, whoever drops you off or whatever.
That's actually really cool. So yeah, you can just chill with people and hang out before you actually get on your flight.
Have some pide and donut before you leave Turkey.
Not a lot of places, you know, have that option. I mean, really. We made it to the international departures area now, the part that we're actually going to be flying out of. Have a cool Istanbul sign. That's fun. But we learned that the arrivals area, so like if you're flying into Istanbul, is underneath departures, which makes sense. A lot of places are like that.
It has a little hole that you can see the carousels underneath you. We saw that there were 2 other floors, but from this floor you cannot get down there. We cannot figure out how to get to the arrivals.
Well, I mean, we could go outside and then come back in to the arrivals, but obviously we can't because that's like a secure area.
Well, yeah. Just underneath us actually is when people like arrive.
Right. So you can actually, if you come from that side, you can see the no goods to declare section, so like customs, I guess.
Yeah.
One little lonely bag. It's pretty massive. We have found the map.
All right, so now we know what's in this airport without just wandering around. It's a pretty easy, simple map. This small area right here is where we're in. This is the check-in.
Yeah.
And then this little area is the passport control. You go through, and then this is the whole shopping area for international flights. Nice. This blue is the domestic flights. But it looks like there are a bunch of little play areas in this airport, and then they have
play areas for like kids?
Yeah, for kids.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
then they have Yotel, which is like a hotel in the airport. They have a side for
they have an air side and like
the
land
airport,
side.
yeah, and then a side for if you're just coming through. Pretty easy to remember and simple to figure out with this big map.
Mm-hmm. They also have a ton of different lounges, but it looks like it's almost all just Turkish Airlines lounges. There's a SkyTeam lounge and an IGA lounge, but I don't think that our priority pass is going to work with those.
That is literally the worst thing about this airport is they do not have a priority pass lounge, and to be honest, I think that's stupid.
Yeah.
Come on, a brand new airport and no priority pass lounge for people? What did they think of that? They thought of like weigh stations and lockers. Priority pass people. Come on.
Our check-in just opened up. They did not ask us any questions about the weight of the bag, even though it was clearly over. Also didn't ask us about our carry-ons, so that's good. But he did ask us if we had a return ticket out of the UK, which is our final destination. And that's, I feel like, a first. I feel like I haven't been asked for a return ticket just to get into the UK before.
Yeah, not for the UK, but we definitely have had to have tickets out of the countries when we were going.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe for the future, for post-Brexit or whatever is happening over there, you're going to need a return ticket out. We have arrived to the international departures area. We're about to go through security, and we're returning our cart. That's the cart return, I guess. There seems to be a little bit of a flaw in the free cart return thing. You know, you pay 5 TL to get it, you pop it back in, and then you get 5 TL back, right? Except the cart return, the only one that we can find as we walked around this entire airport for over an hour, is back outside. So a little bit of a flaw in the system, but hey, you're basically forfeiting 5 TL, so whatever. Okay, we're just through security. This is on the opposite side of security, and I noticed there's a sign for VAT refund, which I don't understand because I didn't think Turkey had VAT. Again, we're leaving Turkey at this moment, but there you have it. There's VAT available somewhere over there. And they also have a domestic tax refund as well at the check-in area.
So right when we got in here, there's an information booth, and we went up there just to make sure whether or not they have a priority pass lounge, because we are so hungry, and sadly they do not have one, and I don't think there are any plans. But if you're coming through Istanbul and you want to use your priority pass and stay in a lounge, Gökçe, the southern airport, they actually have priority pass lounge, so keep that in mind.
And whether you're arriving or departing this airport, you should know that there is a plethora of available options. We have a whole video on transportation around Istanbul, including how to get out of the airport. But basically, there's buses, taxis, and they say Uber's not available, but it technically is, but it also kind of isn't, so don't count on that.
Yeah.
But there's also a plan for a metro, and they're working on it. It's not just a plan, they're physically building the metro system right now, but it's still a couple years out.
Yeah, and this airport is actually going to double in size, which is already ginormous,
right.
But by then it'll be doubled in size, and they'll expect a lot more people coming through here.
You've got your classic duty-free shops, Hermes, an actual duty-free brand, Vaco, which that one I have not heard of. We've got Dior, Fendi, Louis Vuitton, all kinds of stuff. Oh, Bulgaria.
Just want to spend thousands of dollars in between flying.
I don't understand that culture, but apparently shopping in airports is actually a thing.
Do you get it actually tax-free if you purchase them in these shops in the airport?
Yeah, it's duty-free.
So I guess people could like hold off on their purchases and then come here and get money off.
Yeah, but see, for me, I'm not like a shopper, so I'm only ever getting something if I need it. So
yeah.
I don't.
On my phone, we got the tax back for.
Oh, that's true.
Which was great, and it worked out really awesome in Australia. But I mean, other than that, I would never purchase anything that expensive that would need to do something like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, duty free is different from tax back because there's just no tax period.
Yeah.
But then, of course, with your phone, you can get duty free off. We did that in Australia, as you said. Yeah,
it was great.
I found something kind of interesting. This area is labeled as a food court, but the shops aren't open yet. So there's lots of room for expansion even here when they start getting more and more tourism, but you know, it's still kind of empty. For now, the food court in the international area seems to be a Sbarro Pizzas, a Popeyes, a Burger King, and then 3 other potential future options.
So if you have a business and you want to sell something, come here.
Seems the airport's still coming into its own. We stopped at Popeyes, and this is the chicken sandwich I had. Incidentally, it was also the only thing they had in terms of burgers. So, chicken, mayo, bread. It does the job, I guess. Listen, the airport's new. They're still figuring things out, like how to make food.
Yeah, you can't hold that against the airport. The duty-free has tester Turkish delights.
Yum. One last taste of turkey before you leave.
Yep. So good. I'm gonna miss you.
Just a pro tip, if you are trying to use the Wi-Fi at the new airport, you should be Turkish, Afghanistani, or Albanian.
That's another strike against this place.
Yeah, you have to have one of those phone numbers in order to activate your mobile network.
It's good to know that, because if you're arriving and you're planning on using like data or if you're planning on using the Wi-Fi in the airport, you're not going to be able to connect to it.
Yeah, so either have all your plans figured out or have an international plan already established, I guess.
Yeah, that would be really hard to do.
One thing I've been looking for as we walk through the airport is whether or not they have plugs. And in fact, here in the waiting area at the gates, there's some plugs there with like the quote-unquote European plugs and also some USB ports. So that's convenient.
Also, there's some airports where it's a struggle to find a place to sit. As you can see, there are plenty of seating areas.
And potentially for the foreseeable future as they continue to expand this already empty airport.
Yeah, but I've been in airports before where everyone's like sitting on the ground because everything's taken. That's really annoying. So here you just can enjoy.
It's welcome.
And another great thing, there aren't little armrests in between these.
Oh yeah,
you can lay down.
They're not uber comfortable looking, but
but it's just better without the armrest.
Yeah, it's kind of like a soft rubber feel.
Yeah. Alright, so we have figured out that it seems that, I'm gonna do a stewardess thing, the arrivals come in on both upper sides. And then the main aisle is where we're coming in. The, departures?
Yeah, technically. We arrived at the airport from Turkey, so
So then it seems that they arrive on the top level and then they're gonna have to go down to the bottom-ish level to get all their bags, which is what we saw earlier.
So Ashley, final thoughts on the new Istanbul Airport, better known as just Istanbul International Airport.
It's a really, really empty, large space. They're hoping, I'm sure, to get a lot more people here.
I think so.
And so currently it is very empty, and I was not like super impressed. I had high expectations for this because I thought that it was one of the largest in the world, but in my opinion, I've been to larger or airports that seemed larger.
Yeah, it's strange. I don't know if I'm like disappointed. It's a very nice airport.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It's clean. It's very spacious. The ceilings are quite high, and it looks nice. But I think I was just like imagining in my mind like they built this thing up like they had art installations and like cool, I don't know, just cool stuff. Well, it's
Not
just an
really.
airport.
And it actually is really efficient. Like we went through security super quickly, and that could potentially be because they're built up for like a lot more people to come through.
For like hundreds of millions of people, I think.
Yeah, a lot more people. So yeah, it was super efficient. Everything was super easy, and
no complaints. We just weren't blown away, which is not a bad thing.
No.
What do you expect from an airport?
But where's the priority pass lounge, guys?
That's the one thing that is our actual complaint. Where's the priority pass lounge? Figure it out.
Yeah. But Wave family, I hope we encourage you to get out and travel today. Our next video is going to start right now as we get on the plane to go to Kiev, Ukraine.
Well, final destination, England. All right.
We have a layover.
We'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye. Gule gule.